Welcome back, people. This is Pete reporting from Florida. I'm about to embark on a mini journey. Nothing too crazy. I had a hot tip on the Facebook Marketplace. Can't say it was like an exclusive tip because everybody knows about it. There's a little motorcycle shop down here that used to fix mopeds, and they're closing up shop. Got the word. I'm off to see what's going on. I heard there was some dealer tools. I'm gonna honestly say I left all of my sweet dealer tools with JP in New York. So this is a good chance for me to sort of re-up on some of those rare, hard to come by tools. Sounds like a good deal, but you never know till you get there, so.
Arrive at Randy's Cycle Sales.
This place is called Randy's Cycles. I guess they've been a motorcycle and moped shop for 40 years. 40 years. That seems to be a common theme with retiring moped shops. Randy closed down like maybe 2 years ago, so stuff's been picked through. Really picked through. But there's a couple things left. Yeah, this little guy. If you recognize this, this is a Tomos part for an APN 4. I don't know why he has it. For reversible pedal. You can have the pedal down or up. Little hinge there.
Tell you what's cool, that little tool right there. I'm gonna miss these if I sold them all off. You gotta clean it up, but it's beveled on this side.
Okay. Yes, this is the bevel.
And it'll go in.
That's a poop one. Right, that one. The shims on the ZA.
Yeah.
On the ZA, which was a tricky operation. That's a ZA tool for holding that drive, that mid-drive. I actually definitely need this. Randy was somewhat of a celebrity in the area. People would come by and say farewell, snap a picture. But I was focused on getting his Moped Tools and his large press. Pretty good deal. I'm gonna get that press. I'm gonna get a bunch of Moped Tools, and I'm gonna move the car a little closer so I don't have to walk so far.
This was all shells, 2,000 or 3,000 parts. I'll see, but right in that room.
Oh, the Pinto bags.
Yeah.
Okay. Got a press. I'm gonna have to meet up with Randy tomorrow. I'm running out of time. He's running out of time. And there's a couple more things I love to grab. I might be back tomorrow. We'll say though, I don't know if you saw how that press was on there, but it's awfully low to the ground. Welcome back, people. Don't forget about mopeds. I'll see you next week. I'm here at the new place with my family, checking it out. We'll do a tour, but right now, you just see the outside. We've got entrance to the office, and they have this beautiful concrete slab where you could do stuff. Big garage door in the front. It's definitely not a New York spot. You know, New York spot is like no yard. Look, we got a yard. No yard, no parking, no lot of any kind. It's just a building. This is a whole compound. But we're going back to Randy's today. I got those things yesterday, but I didn't have enough time to grab it all. There's some other things I wanted to look at. You know, you want to squeeze it all in one shot, but sometimes you can't do that. Luckily, I got some time. I'm gonna go back and scoop up whatever else he had. I'll show you everything. We'll do a whole reveal on what we got. This isn't like the big moped buyout that we did in New Jersey like last year. It's a similar concept, but there's smaller things. Getting the Moped Tools again is an excellent grab. And then the press. I've wanted a press like that for years, and I never found one that was an appropriate distance and an appropriate price. We got one now, so let's get going. Second round at Randy's was quick. I picked up his leftover hardware and some metal shelving. I had to ask him though, how many mopeds did he see over the years?
Thousands. I mean, I sold probably 1,000. I probably worked on way more than that.
What brands were the ones?
Hoop, Tomos, Moto Buchanan. I was about the only place around to do anything about those. Tomos, though, I did some of the 70cc kits. I liked them stock and just change the front sprocket and shit, they'd go 40 mile an hour. Going back to Palmetto then?
I'm going back to the shop just to drop this off. I might be there for a couple hours. Interesting pullers. I think these are actually for scooter clutch. So I don't know how moped like that really is. Yeah, could be used for so many different things. Holding down a bell, a variator of some sort. Well, this is something you could just put on your wall. Saw this, that was that APN pedal arm. Ooh, this. I don't know if I'm ever gonna use this either, but in Vespa scooter tanks, I think. This holds the nut on the inside of the tank for the petcock. Something brand new. I don't know what this is. If you have any idea, let me know in the comments. Close up of that tool Randy was showing me. It's piston ring installation. I've never had trouble doing this by hand, but I don't know. The second one, maybe slightly different in size. It's pretty similar to me. ZA50 mid-drive holder. Saw that. Need that. Do not have that anymore. That's in New York. Good one. This holds down a clutch or a bell of some sort. This is a very specific sized spanner wrench substitute. I'm not sure. The spanner wrench could just do whatever that does. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like this is like a motor mount. Mount the motor to this and then put this in a vise. Another one of those spanner wrench types. Oh, it looks like a good flywheel holder. Looks about the right size. I had a whole Harbor Freight version of this, but this is an expanding collet hammer extractor. This expands inside of a bearing, and then this slide hammer, you know, sort of like a blind hole bearing removing tool. This. I don't know, some sort of puller. Threaded on one side. This is heavy duty. This thing's probably threaded most of the way. This thing is massive. Look at this thing. Huge. I saw this and I was like, what the heck is this one? I don't know. It's, you know, pulling a clutch or a bell of some sort. Sometimes the Tomos clutch bells get stuck pretty good. Maybe this could work real nice. Slide around those little cheeks and... But hey, there we go. That's a ZA50 clutch shim tool. I also don't have that anymore. And I got both of them. Those are a little rusty. I'll clean up. This is another holding tool. We put this in the vise, and then some sort of clutch is on this. Looks like a Motivacane, maybe a Peugeot variator. This is something I've never seen or understand what this is doing. It's sort of like can grab something, but then what? After you grab it, what do you do then? There's no pushing. You just kind of like grab it and then pop it off. I don't know. This is some sort of removing tool, but I'm not sure how that makes any sense. Down to the end here. This is a sprocket holder. Got a second one of these. Happy surprise, I didn't realize that. And, ooh, this is another sprocket holder. Got a chain whip style on one. Probably can do any sprocket I want with this pairing. This is like a little clutch puller. Maybe it's Minarelli. Maybe it's E50 clutch. Something like that. In hiding, this is a bearing puller off of a crank. We do this in the E50s a lot. There. So that's it. That's the whole 9 yards. Mostly necessary. Sometimes you don't know what the purpose of the tool is, but then you find a purpose for the tool. I've always been really, really good at that. I'm not saying I'm a hammer and a chisel mechanic, but you know, you could use a tool to do something that the tool really wasn't designed to do, but it'll work for something else. Thanks for joining us on our Moped Tool buyout journey. A pretty good christening to the Florida experience. I need to do this anyway, and I'm sort of learning the lay of the land and meeting people down here, other enthusiasts, and this is like a good start. Of course, the shop is coming. I could give a little bit of a tour, but it's a little bit of a mess. I got stuff just laying around. But soon. In fact, the next episode is gonna be sort of a DIY. The DIY experience, because I have a lot to do and very thorough tour of the space in the next video because I'll be doing the space. They'll be working on the space the whole time, so you'll see it then. Don't forget that we have new t-shirts available. It's on the website. Second Stroke Moped limited t-shirts. Someone asked what kind of t-shirt brand it is. Gildan, this brand. It's nice fabric, very soft. This t-shirt is double-sided, has the color front, Second Stroke, and then Second Stroke Mopeds. Don't forget about mopeds. And then also, no tag on the shirt, but you got a little inked spot that says what size it is. And this one comes in a Speedo look. And we like that, little personal touch so you know it's an official Second Stroke t-shirt. We like to do that. I have them in t-shirt and long sleeves as well. Not many long sleeves, but they are up there. It's been fun. This is Pete from Second Stroke Mopeds saying, don't forget about mopeds, and we will see you next week. And I'm serious, we're gonna be hopping on videos hardcore now. We're gonna be back to the weekly sort of release as best I can. So I will truly see you next week.
Buying a whole bunch of shit, but he wanted individual receipts for less money for his wife.